Hello everybody, let's follow game Hikaru Nakamura playing with white pieces and Magnus Carlsen playing with black pieces. This game is masterpiece of attack and defense. Let's watch it together and let's see how Magnus turns danger into victory. Let's go back to Zurich 2014, where Hikaru Nakamura starts a powerful attack that looks impossible to stop. He plays fast, aggressive and with full energy, like a storm on the board. But then comes Magnus Carlsen, defending like a true champion. Move by move, he survived the pressure and then strikes back at the perfect moment. And now we are in the perfect moment in our game because let's see the center. The center is closed and that's the first sign that this game is not going to be boring game. Why? Because Hikaru is going for long castle, Magnus for short castle, and both players are going for attack and counter attack. So bishop g5 happened and Hikaru is hurry to play long castle. Bishop g4, exchange on f3, knight d7 and finally long castle. What do you think about this position? I believe that white's got nice edge. His plan is simple and good to follow. Just push pawns g and h forward. Maybe place knight to e2, g3 and f5. And of course, for white it's important to open lines and files against black's king. Okay, that sounds cool. And what about Magnus Carlsen's plan? I believe that the best plan for him is to play something like a6, rook b8 and b5, and of course it's important to go for counter-attack, and of course it's important to attack white's king. That's easy, but it's really hard to play exactly all these moves in our games because nothing is easy. So bishop d4 and Magnus beautifully plays bishop in the center. That's a beautiful move. Let's remember that every well-placed piece in the center is a powerful piece, and it's important to have powerful piece because such a strong pieces are great in attack and they are super strong in the defense. So nice bishop on d4 and c5. Once again a beautiful bishop on d4 and now g4. Okay, Hikaru is going for attack. He's first with move g4 and maybe a6 is a good move here because the plan is simple. Just to play rook b8 and b5, but Magnus played a5 and since now it's impossible to go for move b5, but at the other side Magnus has a plan to go for rook a6, b6 and attack pawn on b2, and at the same time he hopes that this rook is not going only for attack but it's going for defense as well. So interesting, not the best but nice move. Okay, Hikaru played to b1, rook a6 and knight g3. Knight g3 should go one day to f5 and that's danger. So I understand why Magnus played move g6, stop this danger forever, but here is the second plan, just to push pawns to h5 and open h-file. It's a hot around black's king and let's see how Magnus Carlsen is defending like a hero. So he played h4, rook h2 and queen a5. Okay, one tempo, doesn't matter, g5, knight e8, h5 and rook b6. Okay, bishop c1 and rook b3. Finally, two black pieces are in counter-attack and at least they are danger. They look perfect strong and white has to be careful, but that's not enough Still, both players are only building their position. They are trying to set up their pieces for attack, and knight b6, bishop e2, knight d6, okay, rook h1, beautiful double rooks on h file, and bishop g2. That's an amazing move. You know, Magnus Carlsen now has to see a long variation and has to be sure that he is not losing. Why? Because bishop g2, knight c4, that's 2 pawns for one piece. Where is compensation? Because here h file is open and black's king is in huge danger. Now it's a question to be or not to be, because if black's king is going to be checkmated, it's a game over. But Magnus played queen b6 with bigger threat. Maybe checkmate. So white has to be careful, and Magnus Carlsen finds the most interesting defense. It's not easy for white to find winning variations, and maybe here not bad to take on f7, knight h5, but still it's not clear who is winning here. Okay, I believe in white's position more than black's position, but everything is open. That was only variation, and let's come back. g7 happened, and queen h4. Okay, now it's hot everywhere, and it's an amazing position where both players are playing for victory. Rook b2 and rook h2, okay, and queen g6. Maybe here knight a5, rook e8, and queen g4. Maybe here is the best time to go for draw. Just to go back and forward, left and right, and maybe it's a draw. But Hikaru is hoping for more, and he played move d6. It's not the best move here, because Magnus exchange, and he'll play in rook d8. Knight c8 is the strongest move here. Why? Say, take on g7, knight e7, and here check, exchange, and believe me that still gave white some winning chances, but Hikaru Nakamura had no chance to find such a knight these days. Maybe it was not the best day of Hikaru, and it was difficult. Played knight c4, queen e4, and maybe knight e3 still is giving chance to Hikaru Nakamura. Let's speak about this position. Okay, Hikaru is pieced up. Magnus is pieced down, but not for nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4 pawns, pass pawns, and just give a chance these pass pawns to go and to run. I believe that it's a difficult position to stop these pass pawns, and that's a Magnus Carlsen plan. He doesn't care that he's pieced down. He cares about pass pawn, and believe me that the pass pawns are the most typical of winning plan. Just to push, push, push and win. So what's happened next? Here happened queen h5 and now rook d3. That's a checkmate threat, and Hikaru has to be careful. So rook h4, queen f5, still not clear way how to beat black's king. And it's a funny how this pawn on g7 is defending black's king. Unlucky. This is a white's pawn, not a black's pawn. So b5 happened and queen g5. Okay, after this exchange, let's see this position. Too many pass pawns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pawns for one piece. It's impossible for a white knight to stop all of them, and because of this Magnus Carlsen is winning. It was a beautiful game where both players played for victory. Without any mercy, at the end Magnus Carlsen played like world chess champion and chess legend, and of course he won this game. I hope that you enjoyed this game, and I hope that you saw something interesting, and if yes, feel free and press like or press follow and made my day. It was an amazing game. and I believe you enjoyed. So, see you. Bye bye.